the Trump administration's controversial deportation of Kilmar Abrigo Garcia, a Salvadoran migrant legally residing in Maryland, has sparked a firestorm of controversy, culminating in the suspension of 2 Justice Department attorneys. The case, rife with allegations of procedural irregularities and blatant disregard for due process, highlights the escalating tensions surrounding the administration's immigration policies and its increasingly aggressive enforcement tactics. At the heart of the matter lies Erez Reuveni, a Justice Department attorney who found himself at the center of a political maelstrom. Judge Paula Zinnes, in a scathing rebuke of the administration's actions, described Abrigo Garcia's detention and deportation as wholly lawless, a stark indictment of the government's conduct. The judge's order, issued on Friday, unequivocally stated that there were no legal grounds for his arrest, detention, or removal, further emphasizing the questionable legality of the deportation. The absence of any evidence suggesting Abrigo Garcia was wanted for crimes in El Salvador only served to exacerbate the outrage surrounding the case. The administration's response was swift and decisive, but far from reassuring. Rather than acknowledging potential errors or initiating an internal review, the Trump administration chose to punish Reuveni for his purported lack of vigorous defense of their actions. This decision, announced by Attorney General Pam Bondi on Fox News Sunday, sent shockwaves through the legal community and ignited a fierce debate about the independence of the Justice Department and the potential for political interference in legal proceedings. The announcement itself, made on a Sunday morning talk show rather than through official channels, underscored the administration's apparent disregard for established protocols and its preference for a highly publicized, arguably theatrical, display of authority. Reuveni's suspension, coupled with the simultaneous leave of his supervisor, August Flint, raises serious concerns about the administration's willingness to stifle dissent and punish those who challenge its policies, even when those policies are demonstrably unlawful. The move prompted immediate accusations of retribution and a chilling effect on attorneys within the department who might be hesitant to challenge future questionable directives. The implications of this case extend far beyond the individual circumstances of Abrigo Garcia. His ordeal, characterized by his confinement in Secot, a Salvadoran prison described by Judge Zinnes as one of the most dangerous prisons in the Western Hemisphere, paints a grim picture of the consequences of the administration's harsh immigration policies. The fact that a legal resident, possessing a work permit, could be subjected to such inhumane treatment underscores the inherent dangers and injustices embedded within the system. This incident is not an isolated case. The Trump administration's increasingly aggressive approach to immigration enforcement has drawn repeated criticism from various quarters, including the U.S. courts. A separate case in Washington, D.C., involves allegations that the administration violated a court order by deporting Venezuelan gang members despite ongoing legal proceedings. These multiple instances of alleged disregard for judicial orders and due process paint a disturbing picture of a government operating outside the bounds of the law. The Abrigo Garcia case serves as a stark reminder of the critical role of independent legal counsel in upholding the rule of law and protecting the rights of individuals, regardless of their immigration status. Reuveni's suspension, far from resolving the issues surrounding the deportation, has instead exacerbated concerns about the administration's commitment to justice and fair play. The case continues to unfold, raising crucial questions about the balance of power between the executive branch and the judiciary, and the extent to which political considerations can undermine the fundamental principles of justice and due process. The lingering questions about accountability and the implications for future cases remain central to the ongoing narrative, prompting calls for greater transparency and a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding Abrigo Garcia's deportation and the subsequent actions against Reuveni and Flint. The international ramifications, particularly given the human rights concerns surrounding Secot, further complicate the issue, underscoring the need for a comprehensive and unbiased review of the entire affair. The incident has sparked renewed calls for reform within the Department of Justice and a greater emphasis on upholding the principles of fairness and legality in immigration enforcement. The long-term consequences of this case are yet to be seen, but its immediate impact has shaken the confidence of many in the integrity and impartiality of the administration's approach to immigration.